I spent 8 hours cooking Christmas dinner, buying gifts with my own savings, and cleaning the house. When my brother walked in, he handed me a trash bag. Here. You can start with the dishes. I looked around. No one objected. My dad just sipped his wine. After everyone ate, I found my gifts still under the tree, unopened. We thought you'd want to save them for later, my mom said. So I did. I saved them for the moment I left the family group chat, and sent one final message. I'm not sure what broke me. Maybe it was the trash bag. Maybe it was the untouched presents under the tree. Or maybe it was everything leading up to that moment. All I know is that something in me snapped that night, and I've never gone back. I'm 31. No kids. No husband. I rent a small 2-bedroom apartment in Fort Collins, Colorado. It's not fancy, but it's mine. I work full-time in an office supply warehouse. Nothing glamorous, but it pays the bills. My family treats me like I'm the one who never made it. I don't say much when they talk down to me, but I hear it all the same. My older brother Drew is the star of the family. Makes a lot of money doing tech sales. Wears a suit even on weekends. He married Brooke, who runs some kind of blog where she posts pictures of expensive coffee and color-coded playrooms. They have 2 kids, the kind who throw tantrums in restaurants and everyone just smiles like it's cute. Then there's April, my younger sister. She's still in figuring it out mode, which is code for my parents pay my rent and car insurance. She works part-time at a boutique and spends most of her time trying to be TikTok famous. And then there's me. The one who hosts. The one who organizes. The one who picks up the slack without asking for anything. I used to think if I just did enough, they'd finally see me as part of the family. Not just the helper. So last Christmas, I told everyone I'd host again. My parents didn't offer. No one else even asked. I took 2 days off work. Scrubbed the baseboards, rented a carpet cleaner, polished the silverware I inherited from my grandmother. I made a spreadsheet for the dinner. Went to 4 different stores. I started cooking the night before, pies, side dishes, brining the turkey. I even printed little menus for fun. I spent almost my entire savings on gifts. I got Brooke this pricey facial steamer she posted about once. I got Drew a vintage Broncos jacket I found through a collector in Denver. I bought April a gift card to her favorite nail salon, plus a professional ring light for her videos. For the kids, I did personalized stockings, wrapped up new toys, puzzles, art kits. For my parents, I went big. A new Keurig. Matching mugs with Mom and Dad printed in gold. A photo book with old family pictures I'd spent hours organizing. Some were from VHS tapes I converted. I thought it would mean something. They were supposed to arrive by 2 p.m. They showed up at 3:15. No call. No apology. Just the sound of the doorbell while I was mashing potatoes with one hand and checking the rolls with the other. I opened the door, smiling, heart pounding. Drew walked in first, holding a black trash bag. Hey. Here. You can start with the dishes, he said, handing it to me. I looked inside. Dirty paper plates, half-eaten food, used napkins. I laughed, thinking he was joking. He wasn't. No one said anything. Brooke walked past me like I didn't exist, cooing over the decorations. My mom went straight to the wine. My dad made himself at home on the couch, remote already in hand. April flopped into a chair and asked if I had Wi-Fi. I stood in the doorway holding that bag of trash and realized no one even looked at me. Dinner started at 4. They didn't ask to help. They didn't ask how long I'd been cooking. They just sat, filled their plates, and complained about the temperature of the green bean casserole. Brooke asked if I had almond milk for her coffee. My mom asked if I had something a little drier than the white wine I poured. Drew asked if I could turn down the music because it was hard to hear the game. I kept smiling. My face felt like it was frozen. I told myself not to cry in front of them. Not this year. After dinner, no one moved. They kept eating. Talking. Laughing at their own stories. I started clearing plates. Still no one offered. I kept hoping someone, anyone, would say thank you. They didn't. When I finished putting the leftovers in containers, I walked over to the Christmas tree. That's when I noticed it. All the gifts I gave them, torn open. Wrapping paper scattered. Not one of them had waited. Not one of them had read the notes I carefully wrote. But my gifts? Mine were still there. Perfectly stacked. Unopened. I stared at them. Then I asked, "Did you all forget to open mine?" My mom barely looked up from the couch. "Oh, we figured you'd want to save them for later," she said. "You know, after the cleanup." After the cleanup. Like I was the maid. Not the sister. Not the daughter. Not the host who stayed up for 2 nights making the perfect holiday. I nodded. Said nothing. I picked up one of my gifts. A little square box with a crooked bow. Opened it slowly. A $10 Starbucks card. No note. I opened another. A bag of bath bombs. I don't have a tub. They know that. Another. A gag coupon book from April. One said, "Redeem for a hug." One said, "1 free ride to the store." Most were jokes. None were useful. That was it. They gave me trash. And called it Christmas. So I waited. I smiled through dessert. I pretended everything was okay. I nodded when they left. I waved from the doorway, smiling as they packed their coats and leftovers and kids into the SUV. The second the door shut, I dropped the smile. I left their gifts under the tree. I left the dishes in the sink. I sat in silence, in the middle of the room that had been filled with people just hours earlier, and I made my choice. I opened my phone. I left the family group chat. I didn't say goodbye. Then I typed out one message, sent it, and deleted the thread, "Merry Christmas. You always said I was good at cleanup. Don't worry, I'm taking out the trash." The message I sent didn't get a reply. Not that night. Not the next day. Nothing. No missed calls. No texts. Not even a lazy, "You good," from April. They saw I left the group. They saw what I wrote. They just moved on. By New Year's, I'd packed up the Christmas decorations and shoved the unopened gifts into a storage bin. I should have thrown them away, but I couldn't. Not yet. Something kept me from letting go completely. That part of me, the old part, still whispered, maybe they'll realize what they did. Maybe they'll care. I hated that part. But it was still there. Mid-January, I finally got a call. From Brooke. Not Drew. Not my mom. Not April. Brooke. I almost didn't answer, but I was curious. "Hey," she said, sounding chipper, like we were old friends catching up. I said nothing. "So, I was wondering, are you still doing Easter this year?" "Just asking because we're trying to plan around the kids' soccer schedules." I blinked. She was calling to check if I was hosting Easter. Not to apologize. Not to talk about Christmas. Just to make sure her family plans weren't disrupted. I kept my voice flat. No. Not doing Easter. Not doing anything. There was a pause. Then, a little laugh. "Oh, okay. Wow. I guess someone's still holding a grudge." I hung up. 10 minutes later, Drew texted me for the first time since Christmas. You really had to make it weird. You know Mom's been crying, right? That made me laugh. Mom's been crying. Because I left the group chat. Not because of how they treated me. Not because of the way they used me. Because I finally said no. I didn't reply. I didn't owe him anything. But something shifted in me after that. I stopped calling. Stopped liking their photos. Stopped pretending I was part of something I wasn't. And for a while, I felt free. But then April posted something that made my stomach twist. A TikTok. It popped up on my feed because a mutual friend liked it. April dancing in my kitchen, on Christmas Day. Music blasting. The caption said, "Holiday vibes while our maid does the dishes face with tears of joy." Over 10,000 views. People laughing in the comments. Where can I get a sister like that? Tell her to come clean my place next. That's when I lost it. I drove to my parents' house. No warning. No text. I hadn't been there in months. I walked in and found my mom at the kitchen table. She looked up like I was some stranger who just wandered in. "Oh," she said. "You're here." I didn't sit down. I pulled up the video on my phone and put it in front of her. "Did you know about this?" She looked at it for half a second and winced. That was just April being silly. I stared at her. "You let her film that? You laughed at it?" She sighed. "You're making something out of nothing." "Nothing?" My voice cracked. "I gave you everything I had that day. Time, money, effort. I cooked for you. Cleaned for you. You gave me a bag of trash and bath bombs. And now I'm a joke." My dad appeared in the doorway, arms crossed. "That's enough." "No," I said. "It's not enough. Not even close." He stepped closer. "You're acting like a spoiled brat. Just because you didn't get the reaction you wanted. That's life. Grow up." I laughed. A deep, broken laugh. Then I looked at my mom. "I won't be back." "You always say that," she whispered. I didn't answer. This time I meant it. But the thing is, this wasn't over. They didn't know it yet, but I'd saved more than just the presents that night. I saved receipts. Bank statements. Screenshots. Photos. Proof. Years of it. And I was done keeping quiet. After that fight in their kitchen, I didn't go back. I blocked April. Took myself off every shared streaming account. I even changed my Netflix password, since I was the one still paying for it. Of course they never thanked me for that either. It felt petty. But I was past caring. I was done playing quiet, dependable. What they didn't realize is I wasn't just angry, I was careful. While they laughed and took me for granted, I kept records. Not on purpose at first. It started as habit. Budgeting. Saving receipts for tax season. But over time, I noticed patterns. I kept notes when things felt off. Like when my parents borrowed money to help April get her car fixed, but I found out she used the cash for a trip to Vegas. Or when Brooke said they couldn't pitch in for Thanksgiving groceries, and I saw a photo of her in front of a brand new kitchen island the same week. Little things. But they added up. I put it all in a folder, labeled just in case. After the Christmas blow-up, I added more. I saved April's TikTok and screenshotted every comment. I downloaded backup copies of old family group chat convos, ones where they joked about how lucky they were I had no life, so I could always be available. Then in February, something unexpected happened. My landlord called. He said someone inquired about my lease, asked if I was moving out, and if they could take over the unit early. I hadn't told anyone I was thinking of leaving. But I had been quietly looking for a new job out of state. Just to get away. Do you know someone named Brooke? He asked. My jaw clenched. Brooke had reached out behind my back. She wanted to move into my apartment. My tiny 2-bedroom apartment that she once said smelled like soup. I didn't know whether to laugh or scream. So I did something I've never done before. I reached out to her boss. She'd given me his info once by accident, in a forwarded email about a kid's birthday gift order. I never deleted it. So I looked him up. Found his LinkedIn. Sent a message. Short. Direct. Hi, just a heads up. Your employee Brooke may be using company resources for personal errands. I believe she attempted to use your company name in a private lease negotiation. Happy to send you screenshots if needed. I hit send. Didn't feel guilty. 2 days later, Brooke's Instagram went dark. No reels. No new blog posts. Then April posted one of those vague, prayers up for my fam RN stories. I didn't ask what happened. But I knew. Then Drew called me. 3 missed calls. Then a voicemail, what the hell did you do? You've gone too far. You need help. I played it twice. Saved it. Added it to the folder. I could have stopped there. But they pushed. The final straw came in March, when my mom mailed me a letter. An actual handwritten letter. She didn't apologize. She asked me to come home and let all this go. She said, your brother and sister miss you. Said they understand you've always had trouble letting things go. Like it was my problem. Like I was broken. That's when I started building the package. A very neat little folder of truth. Photos. Emails. Video stills from that TikTok. Screenshots from years of texts. I made a copy for each of them. Printed, bound, labeled. And I mailed it. Each one got their own. The cover said, you always said I remember everything. Here's the proof. Inside were 32 pages. Of everything. Receipts. Bank records showing I covered restaurant bills they said they'd pay me back for. Notes from my calendar marking every holiday I cooked for them. A list of gifts I gave, next to what they gave me. Screenshots of texts where they mocked me, ignored me, and used me. A printout of the TikTok comments. And last, my favorite page, was a photo. From Christmas night. Me sitting on the floor, next to a full trash bag. The room empty. Lights dimmed. Gifts unopened. Dishes piled in the sink behind me. I'd taken a selfie that night. Not for attention. Just to remember. Because deep down, I knew I'd need it one day. I didn't hear from them for 4 days after the packages landed. Not a word. Then April broke the silence. She posted a crying video. One of those close-up, messy makeup, mental health check, things she loves to do when she wants sympathy. No names, just vague accusations. Some people will dig through your past and act like they're perfect. It's sick. I watched it once. Then deleted the app. I didn't need her drama anymore. Drew texted me one line, congrats. You ruined your family. I stared at it. Thought about replying. Instead, I just blocked him. Then my mom called. I answered. Her voice was flat, like someone trying to hold it together. Well, you've made your point, she said. I hope you're happy. I didn't yell. I didn't even raise my voice. I'm not happy, I said. I'm done. She went quiet. You never noticed me unless I was doing something for you, I said. All I ever wanted was to feel like part of this family. But I was just the help. The cleanup crew. The convenience. That's all I ever was to any of you. That's not true, she whispered. Then tell me the last time you called me just to ask how I was. Nothing. Right, I said. She cleared her throat. I just wish you hadn't gone this far. You mean I wish I hadn't shown you what you did? You think I'm the villain because I put a mirror in front of you. Still, nothing. I hung up. And that was it. I didn't cry. I didn't feel satisfied yet either. I just felt quiet. 2 months passed. I got a new job offer, in Boise, Idaho. Higher pay. Better people. A fresh start. I accepted it without telling anyone. The day before my move, I went to a local thrift store. I dropped off a large donation box labeled holiday items. Inside were the unopened gifts they gave me. The expired bath bombs. The Starbucks card. The coupon book. And every leftover piece of Christmas decor. I drove away and didn't look back. I changed my number. Set up new emails. Deleted every contact. That part of my life was over. But I left one final surprise. Remember the family group chat? I had the login to my dad's tablet. He gave it to me once years ago when he forgot his passcode and asked me to reset it. I remembered the password. I used it one last time. I changed the group name to The Cost of Free Labor. Then I uploaded the photo of me from Christmas night, me on the floor, beside the trash, with the dark tree behind me. And one sentence underneath, "This is the last time you'll ever see me like this." I logged out. Deleted the account. And I left. In Boise, I got an apartment with big windows and quiet mornings. I started baking again, but just for myself. I spent Christmas alone this year, and it was peaceful. No cleaning. No fake smiles. No trash bags full of someone else's mess. Just me. A pie I liked. And a wrapped present to myself, a small necklace that said enough. Because I finally was.